The message that we share today is the message of nothing but truth of knowledge. As you understand that the atomic particles that live within your world are nothing more than mass, and mass encompasses the world. Mass is what the world is made of, and this means that you can create any kind of mass that you choose. All you need to do is realize that you are the wavelength, you are the energy that brings things to life, that you ultimately are the one who creates the living frequencies and energies that you are always trying to be a part of, that you are trying to connect with and protect yourself from as well. There is nothing to fear with frequency. It's all a simple matter of understanding how these frequencies are made and how they travel, and they travel through the masses, the atomic particles that are existing within your world, your air, the air that you breathe every day, the sky that you look at, the trees that grow from the ground are nothing more than these particles. These frequencies are going to exhibit the way that particles form, that particles are created. And when those frequencies align in a certain kind of way, that is how a tree is created, because it can manipulate the mass. It creates the mass. The frequency affects the atomic particle, which then creates the mass. And the mass is the simple thing that you see, whether it is a chair, a table, whether it is the universe, the stars, the earth itself. It is all nothing but atomic particles, and within these atomic particles, they create all mass on every level. This is something that you all already are aware of, but which you are missing, what you don't realize and you forget about who you are and what you are, is that even your own frequencies create how you look, because you as well are nothing more than mass. And that means you also can be manipulated. This is why the body can change forms, it can change shapes. This is why you can become a different person overnight. You look different as you age and you grow, because your frequency, your core frequency, changes throughout your life. And as it changes, so does the way that your mass is affected by it, which means that you look different. So if you learn to engage with these frequencies in a way of not trying to align to them, but become the frequency itself, this is how you create rapid change within your physical form, within your mental form, even within your monetary, your reality. Your illusions no longer become illusions because you are in control of them. You realize that everything is simply just a frequency, and this is why frequencies are so important. But what we do is we believe that frequency is something that is held by the earth. It's held by, electronics. It's held by people, environments, animals, situations, and people alike have alike frequencies. But the truth is that you are the frequency. You master the frequency yourself. You do not need to align to a frequency. You simply need to become that frequency. Yes, it is easy to become a frequency. When you listen to that frequency often enough and you surround yourself with it, your mass will naturally begin to align with that frequency. And this is what you all know as the law of attraction. But if we understand it in a different form, in a different way, in a way of frequency, this is why when you are around others and things that you like, that you want, even if you don't like, even if you don't want, you naturally will begin to become like it, because frequencies love to change. Frequencies love to be different, and they love to evolve and grow and become different things and show up in different ways, or change the mass to become different. Right now with humans, you guys do not fully understand your power, and so the way that the frequency comes through is internal. It changes the internal mass, but not always the external mass. And this is why water is so important, why we understand it to be so important, the life of all things, because water is the easiest mass to manipulate. And so when you are around frequency and you align with a frequency, what happens is all your internal world and reality and mass changes into whatever that frequency coding is. Whatever that frequency shows up as and creates is what will internally begin to create inside of you. But the more that you harness this frequency power and you learn to really use it and not to align with it, but to become that frequency, the more power and strength that you hold with using that frequency to change external mass, not just internal mass. You learn that anything in your world and your reality can be manifested or destructed. It's all up to you. But we call this particles, atomic particles. But you all call it manifesting and manifestations. But there's something really important to understand, is that even though we use two different words, they mean the same thing. I am just sharing a more in-depth understanding of what it means to manifest, how it actually logistically works with your own energy. And the important thing that I think humans do not remember is that they are mass. They are frequency. They are affected by frequency. So the mass that you take, the form, the shape, the internal environment that you have and that you've created and that you hold on to, this is all because of frequency. We are all nothing more than the frequencies around us, and how we are created by those frequencies is what you see on the external and internal. So the next time that you are wanting to manifest something, as you all call it, try to understand that instead of believing and aligning that it can come to you, that it is about you, understand it in a more in-depth, detailed way. That frequency is what creates mass. So if there is a mass that you want to change, a home, you want to get a bigger home, you want to get a better home, then you must become and find and become the frequency that is going to create a home that is going to change the mass and create a home you want to have. This is the power of frequency, and we use it in a separate kind of way, but the strength and the power of it really comes in when you use it together, when you understand that mass is nothing more than atomic particles, and mass is only created, those particles are manipulated into mass by frequency. Do you understand this? I hope. So this is the message that I want all humans to understand, because it puts the power back in their hand. It gives them the strength to not just control the internal environment that they are creating, but also to experience a different external reality that they actually want. This is the way that you learn to create what you want. So yes, manifesting is the foundation of creating these things, but you have to understand it in a in-depth, detailed way to know how to truly access the law of attraction and to truly use the manifesting technique. This is how you do this. Yes, thank you. That is all. Thank you.